So I initially tried to go live with this through Facebook, but it's so choppy and shit like that. And this is best anyway because I can start to put these videos on my YouTube channel. So basically what I was saying in the other video was that, you know, with this whole Eminem thing and, you know, all the dick riding that black folks are doing, it's kind of funny, like any little thing that white people do to nod at us, like, you know, we understand your struggle or acknowledge that there's a problem. We always sucking their dick, or licking their clit. Like, oh my God, it's the best thing since sliced bread. But when black people point out that there's a problem with what we are being treated by white people, it's all that shit's always downplayed. It doesn't get as much attention. And you have black people that shit will debate that shit. You know what I'm saying? All night, just like the whole, you know, like undertones with the whole Dove commercial. You know, sitting up there debating motherfuckers, other black people about that motherfucking video or that advertisement. It wasn't all that bad. You know, they said that shit back in you know, in the 60s and shit, when we had that movement when people were starting to speak out and sit at counters and shit like that. And black folks back then was saying that, well, how it is, wasn't all that bad. It wasn't all that bad to go to the back door and get our teeth pulled out by fucking the vet. It wasn't all that bad. It ain't all that bad. You know what I'm saying? We got crumbs. We're getting crumbs. Let me tell you what happened to me a couple years ago. I was listening to a local radio station, and they had a topic on to deal with, you know, the white, I think it's something to the effect of like white people thinking, you know, they're superior or white superior, blah, blah, blah. So a man calls in, say yes, he does think that he is superior than the black man. He also said, well, not man, but black people, or in general, like all the other people, that their race is the superior race, right? And he said that, I mean, he spoke very intelligently. He wasn't like hillbilly-ish, because we don't really have hillbillies up here anyway. But, you know, he spoke very well. And he said that, you know, obviously, you know, with regards to like racism and stuff like that, basically it's how they stay in power. That's how they rule. That's the only way for them to have control and power that they have. They're not going to give that up. You know, going into, you know, he started naming different countries and different, you know, things that we take from them that we use, and the things that we use the take from them, whether it be minerals or, you know, things under the ground or something that they do or have in these other nations that we take and we use here in America to benefit us, whether it be in our cell phones, gadgets, clothing, you know, from paying people, you know, putting people in dire conditions to mine metals and rocks that we turn into diamonds and all this other shit. He said, you know, he's not ready to give that up. And the reality is, not all white people are not ready to give that up. And that's true. White people are not about to give up their stronghold, their dominancy. Okay? Let's not bullshit ourselves. They're not ready to do that. They're not going to do that because they won't be able to move the way they move. Like, it's like, I don't know, would you, if you was fucking king, would you be like, and I hate to say it like that, but it's just something that's elementary, okay? Well, you know, if you was a king, would you want to step down? You got, you know, you get all the nicest silks and garbs and all the women, and, you know, you have the concubines and, you know, all that bullshit, you know, the pharaoh, whoever you want to put, you know, if you were on top, you know. So they said, he said, no. And it's true. That's why they fool us with these gestures that don't mean shit, because they know that's all first of all, it pacifies their white guilt. Okay. Because they know they're not going to do nothing real to change shit, to make shit fucking even. And don't give me that shit about them going to war to free us. because that shit was not fucking true. Okay. Slavery ending had nothing to do with some white man feeling bad about owning slaves. Okay. No. Okay. That was a lie. School systems in America is pretty much a facility to indoctrinate us into a particular narrative that glorifies white dominance, okay, and white superiority over all others. If you haven't caught that, because a lot of shit that they teach us in fucking schools are lies. And if you notice, hell, they teach us a lot of shit that we don't even use. They don't even teach us the things that we need. It's just a place to indoctrinate us into a narrative that fits them. That's why they be cracking down on people that and trying to fuck with people that try to homeschool, because they're not getting that. They're getting truth. Them kids, you can't have that too many motherfucking kids knowing what the fuck is really going on. Okay. So, it's crazy that black people forget. Okay. You forget. As this black woman argued with me for an hour, telling my son, well, we need white people. We need white people. Every time we have allowed white people into our movements, we have always lost in the end. NAACP was backed by white people. How fucking far advanced are we? Not very much. Okay? Movement in the 60s, King's movement, got bought out by white people, Jews. Threw money at it. See, they used him. That's why he said at the end that he was afraid that he corralled us into a burning building. Okay? Let me hip you to something. You cannot, no nation on earth, let alone this nation, will allow another nation to exist within its borders. Let me repeat that. No nation on earth, especially this one, will allow another nation to rise up within its borders. You go back to Black Wall Street in them days. We were a financial powerhouse that were on the brink of international trade power. They could not have that. They could not let that happen. They could not allow that to happen. Black Wall Street was bombed. Other cities fell. Even smaller, well-to-do cities where black folks was just minding their goddamn business, living under pig laws and segregation laws, minding our own goddamn business in our own fucking communities, that white folks would come in and burn that shit down to. Rosewood was wiped the fuck off, 174 people or some shit. Wiped out. Okay? They're not going to allow that to happen. They learned from how powerful we got when having our own damn bus stations and medical facilities and all that shit that we had during those times, during that era. We had power. Okay, we could make moves and shit. They didn't want that. They didn't like that shit at all. Oh, this King guy, matter of fact, he changed his name to Martin Luther King. Okay, let's tap him. We need you to do something for us. And he made a deal. And when he saw that deal, his side of the bargain wasn't going to be held up, that's when he said that burning building bullshit. And then also, they killed him after he did what they needed him to do. They knew the ball was rolling and he couldn't stop it. See, our fuck up is that no matter how much we try to deny it, subconsciously, at least, we have thought and still think, especially back then. We're going in the 60s, but we still do that now. We think and thought that that white people were superior than black people. We say shit like, and we still do today, like, I'm just as good as white. I work hard. I'm just as good as a white person. I should be able to live next to a white person. We just say shit today. My money just as good. as a white person, just as good. There's good. Oh, so, things, little phrases and things that we say, we don't even think about that when we say now and we used to say. I should be able to live by a white person. Why the fuck do you fucking care why are you even, obviously you must think that there is something better about this person or these people to be like, I should be able to do that too. To live next to them and and be treated equally as them. Why are we was too much busy holding them up to a high standard, like high above us. It's the truth. So that's where I fuck up at, and that's why they knew that and they used that. Oh, you know what? You're right. Yes. You know what? You should be able to live next to us in a white community. I mean, if you work hard, right? Yeah, you should. Yeah. Yeah, okay. You know what? Yeah, you should be able to eat at a white diner because you're just as good as us. Yeah, you should be able to eat amongst other white folk. Your money's just as good as ours. Now, most of the white people, the regular white folk, wasn't on board with that shit, with integrating they kids with us and shit like that. That's why you had a lot of the tension that was going on. But they didn't know what the upper echelon white folks was doing and plotting. See, that's the thing about white people. They plot, they shit unfolds over half a century and shit like that, quarter and half a century. We in like phase 3 or 4 since desegregation. You know what I mean? Like in phases, every decade is a phase. It's shit that if you look at it, if you look back when they help us. So when they helped us into this burning building, it was just like a corporation. We had all this shit, all these towns. We were surviving on our own. We had our own little economies. We were becoming a powerhouse. But because we thought white man's ice was more colder and they water more wet, and with something wrong with us, we got bamboozled into giving that up. See, just like a corporation that buys another corporation. You see the corporation? Oh yeah, you guys are doing a little good there. You got your little, you guys are making some sales there. I see you guys getting some momentum behind you. Okay, we're going to come in and we're going to buy you out. Now your company's my company. Your employees are my employees. Okay, we'll look over some of your, protocols and things like that. But for the most part, your employees would adhere to our rules and regulations down to the dress code. You are now us. You are now employed under XYZ brand and not whatever ABC company. Okay, so now you're going to call yourself XYZ brand. Okay, and this is what you need to do in order to continue working at this XYZ company after the takeover. Okay, so what did they do? They took us over and we were assimilated. All that shit went away. We were so thirsty to be like white folks or be up underneath white folks and thinking that white folks was better because we thought being next to them would mean we equal. That would also mean that we thought we were less. You know what I'm saying? Like we gave all of that up. Okay, so now, yeah, all right. Yeah, welcome aboard. All right. So, hey, we're going to close down some places that you would probably need to work to feed your families. And the rest of these other places don't exactly like Negroes working up underneath them. So, sorry, forgot to tell you about that before you guys kind of made the deal, whatever. So, you're going to have some hard times feeding your family. But don't worry. After a few arguments, sitting back a few years from now, we're going to introduce welfare to your wife, and we're going to make her decide between you and feeding her kids. And guess who she's going to choose? because you can't be there and get this government cheese for your kids. Now, don't you want your kids to eat? Okay. Oh, I thought so. Yeah. Then after that, what we got? Oh, we're going to take these organizations that were community organizations. We're going to infiltrate them, and then we're going to bring in drugs. We're going to start on the West Coast. We're going to allow them to flood your communities with drugs and this new drug called crack. And those organizations that were once helping to feed the needy and doing drives and things like that and taking food to old people, they're going to become some of your notorious gangs. Yeah. Yeah. And so then we're going to give them guns by just dropping off crates of guns and carts, rail carts of guns, and known black areas are just going to stop and, get stuck or, just accidentally be sitting there, unlocked in some cases, sometimes locked, but not, you can still easily get into it. So you can get those guns that are designer guns that hardly any of the regular gun stores in the city that you live in sells. They don't sell that shit. But we're going to put it in your community for you to take it so you can kill yourself. So your sons and daughters can kill themselves. You see what I'm going with this? So then when the crack hit and the drugs and shit hit and the gangs got live and they started killing themselves, it was a lot of black men, more black men. Now you already got Papa gone. So now the kids, the boys growing up, now they killing themselves. Ain't no father there. They're in the streets. They're killing them goddamn selves. Whether one way or another, whether it was because they was tired of seeing their mama struggling and was out there trying to make some money to try to make ends meet, help their mama with the fucking rent. Either way it goes, niggas was out there selling dope, gang banging, and all that shit, dying. So now your offspring, the offspring of the fathers that had to leave in the 70s, now their offspring are dead or in jail by and large. So there's a huge gap. Now you have a lot of fucking single mothers. Then we're going to, infiltrate your music industry. We're going to, push, we're going to pay, because we know that, anybody can be bought. Just a matter of how much money. So we're going to pay your artists, your rap artists to, start to degrade your women and stuff and disrespect your women, because we know how the mind works. And we know how, we work on about the psychology and engineering. We know how all that shit works. So we're going to just start to pay them to degrade your women and call them bitches on wax and, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to catch on. And then we're going to, bring out the gang banger, with the NWA. We're going to bring that shit out. And then you guys are going to follow that shit. Just to kind of keep the perpetuating violence and just destroy your family from the inside out. And see, white folks do this shit so fucking smooth. It's not like Hitler. This is why white people are better than Hitler. Because it depends on how you look at it. Some people say, Hitler, he just was like, boom, he wasn't even playing with you people. He was just knocking y'all out. Bow, bow, bow. Gas chamber, whatever. White people are sadistic. Fuck it. No, we're just going to be real grimy with it. And we're going to do it it's going to be so cold, you ain't even going to know what's being done. And it's a lot of y'all going to help us do it. We got time, honey. We got time. We'll just sit and wait and watch it. We like to watch you burn. And then us look like, hey, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. We ain't doing nothing. You guys are doing it. It's black on black crime. Didn't nobody tell you to do that. That's the difference between them, Hitler and white folks. White folks, sadistic, sick motherfuckers. They sit back and put a plan together and just sit up generationally and watch that shit burn, crash and burn. And they just are smiling at you. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. You know, I'm just here. I love everybody. You know? And I ain't gonna go down the rest of that because it plays out after that. But you know what? I read the book Behold the Pale Horse. I was 19 and I really didn't catch on to what it was fucking saying until I was about 5 years ago. Like I read it and I kind of knew, but it was a lot of shit going on, and for like the shit's clicked. It's like I see what he was saying. This shit done played the fuck out. It's playing out. There's a lot of the shit he was saying in the book done fucking already happened. You know what I'm saying? And it's not. It was more. Y'all just need to get the fucking book and read the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? He died in the shootout. They was gonna kill that motherfucker. He was talking too much. He talked too much. They had to kill him. They had to let him go. He said too motherfucking much. He told too much. Okay. Yeah. So and I just think that like I said, stop jumping every time white folks do something. This shit is a token. It's token shit. It's to pacify their white guilt because, you know, first and foremost, white people are never going to allow themselves to be in the predicament that we are in. They'll never allow somebody coming to this motherfucking soil and take their ass over. Now or ever, they will blow this whole motherfucker up. Okay, they tell us, and you sucker for it, peaceful, and let's sit down and let's talk rationally. Don't be angry. See, that's not how you get things done. Anger. Yet and still, with a motherfucker say, fuck America, or we in their country. We hot on their ass. We in their motherfucking country tearing shit up. And some of you black motherfuckers over there tearing shit up for their ass. They send your black ass over there to fuck somebody else up, and they fucking your ass up over here. White folks at the whiff of any goddamn thing. Kill everything. He's a jihadist. Oh, he shot up blah blah blah. Oh, fuck all Muslims. I ain't saying it's right, but I'm just saying. They get on cold real motherfucking quick. They ain't, well, it's just that one Muslim, and, you know, he's just an extremist, and it's not, let's go protest, and, you know, let's go get some signs, and let's go on the freeway to get, you know, white. When have you ever seen white people do that? Okay. Like for injustice. And I'm not talking about the women's movement. I'm talking about, like, you know, when have you seen, you know, people besides they had the little hippie movement in the 60s and shit like that, in peace, love, and power, but they had to stomp that shit out too, because they was, anyway, that's a whole nother can of worms. Let me move back. White people are never going to relinquish control. They know that racism is the only way that they are in fucking power. That's how they can go into fucking countries and take what the fuck they want. And use people, take from people's culture. Hell, black music is the, what I want to say, the number one export in this country, if not top 5. Okay? Everything that they have built their empire on has come from other fucking peoples in different areas. They stay in power off of the backs of everybody that is brown, black or brown, in some way, shape, or form. Okay? They have whitewashed the whole world. Every other fucking nation has got on board. They are the dominant powerhouse on the face of the fucking earth. Do not be fooled by these hollowed ass gestures that is no more than, like, you know, going to a fucking soup kitchen, you know, because they feel fucking sorry. These old gestury ass do the nay pop, you know, smiling and playing saxophones, or maybe saying something acknowledging here and there about what the fuck is going on. Do not be fooled by that bullshit, because they're not fit to relinquish control. Who? Them? Oh, hell no. Not willingly. They're not going to one day, I feel so bad. Hell, they owned people. They didn't feel bad when they fought to. There was part of them fought to keep fucking black people as slaves. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? They fought and killed. They owned fucking people because they wanted to secede from the Union so that they can keep their goddamn people. So they can keep their goddamn slaves and keep their goddamn economy. And they was like, fuck the North. Y'all motherfuckers figure that shit out. It was like, oh, we finna secede. Oh, really? Yup. Okay. They went to war. Okay? Because they, trust me, change is not going to fucking happen for some words. I'm saying some Black Lives Matter, some white man saying Black Lives Matter, or, or whatever, or, acknowledging racism. Okay? A motherfucking woman beater can acknowledge he a motherfucking woman beater. An alcoholic can acknowledge he a fucking alcoholic. A child molester can acknowledge he a fucking child molester. But is this motherfucker gonna stop? I don't know, y'all. Y'all let me know. I doubt it. Just look at their fucking behavior. It's not, and y'all always want to, what is good white folks? Yes, good white folks, but they sat on their goddamn hands. For a long ass fucking time, they sat on their hands. They sat on their hands. Okay? They sat back and watched the pig law, and even they allowed laws to be mandated to how they're supposed to conduct themselves when dealing with black people. Like what they couldn't fucking do with or around to black people. They let that shit go. It wasn't no uproar about that shit. They was like, this is how this shit's finna fucking be. And if you ain't finna be down with it, we gonna just kill you motherfuckers too. Okay? No. We can't fuck racism away. It's not gonna be fucked away. They've done this shit before. Okay? They've done this shit before. We have gone down this road over and over and over again. Every movement we have had, and they have jockeyed, they have helped, we end up losing. And the movements that we had that they didn't infiltrate, they destroyed. They will never allow another nation within their nation. Nowhere on the globe does that fucking happen. Look at what's happening when insurgents or rebels or whatever you want to call it, which would be the same as what they would call us here. They just call us terror or they started calling black people terrorists too, but thugs and other names. FBI threat to national security or whatever, FBI terrorists alerts and whatever. They're not, they can't allow that to happen. That they go to war in other places for that stuff. They kind of, and I think we've actually went into some of these places to help regimes stomp out the uprising. They'll never allow us to be where we were before desegregation. They will not allow that. They cannot. Look at the Native fucking Americans. Though they have a little bit, I guess in equivalent, it's kind of the same. It washes itself out because I don't know if you know many Native Americans, but them fucking reservations are like third world fucking countries. A lot of that shit is not, they have land, but it's not developed a lot. I mean, not like, y'all think because they have reservations, that motherfucker, they got condos and townhouses and shit. No, that shit is not like that. It's like living rugged living in a lot of those places, and that's living in squalor. They don't have a lot. Some do have these casinos, and like I said, it still kind of washes itself out because they don't have but just as much as we do, as far as may have a few of us have a good job, we have some millionaires and shit like that. That's pretty much fucking it. But they cannot allow a nation to uprise within their nation. They ain't gonna let us or the Native Americans, and which are us anyway, but whatever. You know what I'm saying? They cannot allow this. No, they're not going to allow that.